Hello friends, it's Coop from Garage Gym Reviews, back with another adjustable dumbbell video because that's all we do. No, I'm just kidding. We review everything else too, but we review a lot of adjustable dumbbells, probably the most ubiquitous piece of equipment in any home gym. Reason being, and I say this in every video, but people that are new here, I think it's important to call out, really compact, much cheaper, and can feel like a normal fixed dumbbell. Can is the caveat. These are the Snode adjustable dumbbells, the AD80s. If it could most be the killer of Nüobells, it's the Snodes. These are a dumbbell that should make Nüobells scared. First off, if you'd like to see a full breakdown comparing these versus Nüobells, let me know in the comments right now. I'm serious, do it right now. There's not enough time in this video to do a full breakdown, so if you'd like to see that, let me know. Okay, before I get into the unboxing and the review, Snode sent these dumbbells free of charge for a review. This will be like for all of our other videos, and extremely honest with my Coop's personal opinions on this product versus every other adjustable dumbbell that I've used that's out there. We'll put a link below the like button. If you'd like to go through that link, we'd appreciate it. It's not gonna increase the cost you pay. The company will pay us a small commission, but it does support us here at Garage Gym Reviews so I can keep getting more adjustable dumbbells and keep reviewing them. Okay, let's unbox it. This is honestly one of the coolest features. I'm pretty excited right now. This is a cast iron cradle. This isn't like your plastic Nüobell stuff that's out there. This is a cast cradle. That is freaking sick. I'm already a fan, that's sick. This is the handle. Oh, this is interesting. I've got some opinions, got some thoughts. These are the end plates that go on the very end. And probably what I want to do is put these plates on first. Let's see here.
Eight hours later.
Could read instructions, but like... Who needs instructions? So this is the end plate that goes, you gotta put this on first, then attach those to the end plate. That is some all metal good, like seriously, this thing is all cast iron. All right, she's in there like swimwear. Let's repeat for the other one. Okay, these are the Snode AD80. They're not 8080, it's A, letter D, 80, number 80, 8080. These are a dumbbell that should make Nüobells scared. Let me go into the design. First off, this is designed in a very similar way to Nüobells or just pro style dumbbells in general. A round head like a pro style dumbbell that also has a flat head, which means when you place it on your thighs, it's still flat, it's gonna be comfortable, unlike say a loadable dumbbell. In addition to that, when you're using it, it feels, if you close your eyes, it just feels like a normal pro style dumbbell, which is a big benefit. That's what people want. They want a pro style type of dumbbell. This gives you that feel, and it's also compact at lower weight increments. So when I compare this to say a Bowflex 552, which is one of the more popular adjustable dumbbells that's out there, no matter what weight you use, it's always the same width. This only gets wider if you have more weight on there. So 80 pounds, like a normal dumbbell, is gonna be wider than 10 pounds. So just to show you, 10 pounds is just that handle right there. 80 pounds would just be this width right here. Now, one thing they talk about and one thing that they call out a lot in their marketing, and I think for good reason, is this is a nearly all metal construction. But there are some interesting things about the way this was made that is superior to Nüobell, and I will say just about every other adjustable dumbbell that's out there. First off, the materials they're using is pretty much all cast iron. So these plates are all cast iron, including the notches. So if you look at Nüobells, and this is very nerdy, and I'm probably one of the only people that notice this, unless you have a problem with it, is Nüobell is using a plastic insert that inserts or dovetails into the plate next to it to allow it to attach. Snode, instead of just adding a little plastic knob, they just put it in the cast mold. So the plates on these have no plastic parts. It's just cast iron, all of it, including the notch. So this notch right here is very similar. It's pretty much the same dovetail as what we see on Nüobell, but instead of it coming off because it's plastic, this thing is never gonna wear out. It just connects directly in there, and it's a solid connection. For instance, I have a set of Nüobells, believe it or not, that is just sitting right now because we don't have another plastic piece for it. Because you can't use it, you have to have that plastic piece. You never have to worry about that with this. This cradle is freaking heavy. So having something, when you're placing a heavy dumbbell into it, that's not gonna crack or break and is gonna feel solid every time you place the dumbbell in it, is a huge benefit. I love this feature. I don't think it's necessary. I think the plastic on, say, Nüobells is fine for the cradle, but man, like this is a feature I didn't even know I wanted, and now that I have it, I'm so glad. Now, these, like Nüobells, are designed to go from 10 pounds up to 80 pounds, but they do it differently than Nüobells. Nüobell, the way it works is you have a rod similar to this that goes in the handle, but the way you adjust it is like pulling on a motorcycle handle to rev it up. That rod extends on both sides, therefore adding an additional plate. It's really seamless process. Honestly, probably the best way to adjust dumbbells that I've used for adjustable dumbbells. This is not as good as that. The way it works is instead of twisting the handle's actually fixed. What twists is this adjustment knob on each side. So it's only one adjustment knob. It's not gonna take that much more time, but you do have to take your hand off the dumbbell when you go to do it. You turn it just like this, and you go to the next weight increment. There is a window that shows the weight increments for each adjustment. So when I turn it, it goes to the next weight increment. I like that. I like that it's always there. I like that it's not just some crappy sticker that's gonna fall off. It looks good, it's easily identifiable and quick. The handle is knurled, and this one is knurled goodness. It's a passive knurl. It's not like overly passive, and I don't think it's overly aggressive. I do wish it was a little bit more aggressive. It's very similar to Nüobells. One thing I do like about this one though, over Nüobells, is this is using a 36mm diameter handle, whereas Nüobells are using a 32mm diameter. I like a thicker diameter because I want thicker forearms. It makes it harder for gripping, and so it increases your grip strength over time. It also feels better when you're pressing, but I don't think it's overly large where it's gonna make it hard or more difficult when you're doing pulling exercises. So overall, I actually like the handle, diameter and knurling, the whole package, better than Nüobell. Now, in a similar way Nüobell is adjusting, this is using an aluminum rod inside the handle that then juts out when you twist it. So when you make the adjustment here, this rod pops out and then adds another plate. Very similar material and pretty much everything about it. The idea is similar to what's being used on Nüobell. It's not just coming off on this end, which is nice. They could have made it so it was like two different adjustment knobs. This one is just one twist and adjusts both sides of the dumbbell head. Okay, so there's the overall design and some of the materials they're using. I want to get to potentially the biggest downside of these and the reason that you may still consider Nüobells. So I've gotten you this far, you're like, man, I'm gonna buy these. Just wait, there's a negative about these, and this is the biggest negative, and it's not price. I'll get on price in a moment, but it's pretty similar to competitors that are out there. The biggest negative is that these only jump in 10-pound increments. They go from 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 to 50, 60, 70, 80. You cannot add 5-pound increment. But there is a way I think you can do it, and the way that I think that it can go about is you can use plate mates. And they're gonna hold really well because the full end of this is cast iron. So you don't really have to worry about them falling off. Now, I do think it's an annoyance that you have to spend a similar amount of money as Nüobells and get less weight increments. There are benefits and negatives to these dumbbells versus Nüobells, and the biggest negative is without a doubt the 10-pound jumps. Now, I went on their site and I went through like their frequently asked questions to just get an idea of like, you know, why they went with the design. And the first question they had on there, and the one I know everybody is asking is, why didn't you add 5-pound increments? And this is, I quote what it says. We have 5-pound adjustable dumbbells in design and discussion. There is no estimated launch time yet, but one thing for sure, it will not be launched in the near future. Well, I don't know if they're just wanting people to buy this one and just know that they shouldn't wait for the future one, but one thing is for sure, they are not going to be released in the near future. Their dashes your hopes, which is annoying. Like if this was a 5-pound adjustable design, without a doubt, this smokes away Nüobells. Although this is a metal construction, it does use plastic gears inside, which is annoying, but I don't think the nylon gears over time are really gonna break, and if they really do, you could probably take them out and replace them quite easily. This is kind of like our society in general. All the things you see look awesome, and then you get inside and it's like, man, why did you hide the plastic? It's because nobody knows about it and it's cheaper. It's like, we'll just hide it in here. The reality is, like, there's plastic in here, even though it all looks metal, and one of the most important pieces of the machinery that gets used most often is plastic. So quite annoying there. But one thing that I think is another feature that throws this above Nüobell is these can not only be dropped, they're warranty for drops, up to 32 inches for a whole year. No other adjustable dumbbell out there does a company come out and say you can drop them. But because we can't just believe the things we see on the internet, we're gonna do it ourselves. Let's do it. Okay, this is a 30-inch box. We're gonna roll it off of this just so we're pretty exact. I'm gonna do it at 80 pounds, and then I may try it at a lighter weight too. So this is the full weight, 80 pounds. I honestly don't wanna do this. You know, it's like, now that I got this up here, it's kind of like when you get to the top of something, you look down, you're like, oh, that's a lot farther than I thought. But they say it's rated for this. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Yep. Let me just set it in my cast iron cradle. Go ahead and try it at a lighter weight. If something's gonna break, it's gonna be on 10 pounds because that's a thinner wall than the other ones. But let's go ahead and just see. I mean, these things are, that's cool. Still works fine. All right, let's round this bad boy out. How do they compare to the competitors, and what's the value like? First off, these are more expensive than Nüobells, not by a lot, but they are at retail. So the retail price is like $9.95, and then there's always been a 20% off code. My guess is the price for the future is gonna be 795 bucks, which they should be to be comparable to Nüobells. Now, Nüobells are 745 bucks. So you're paying about an extra 50 bucks for these. The biggest benefits to these is the full, pretty much metal construction. This is a better, more durable constructed dumbbell than Nüobell. The fact that the cradle is cast iron is absolutely sick. It's got a nice handle. I actually prefer the diameter on this handle. The notchless design that uses a dovetail without plastic inserts, but it's casted into the iron is genius, and how the originals should have been, how the Nüobell should have been. The adjustment system is not as good, and they go in 10-pound increments, which is really annoying. But these are the most durable adjustable dumbbell that's probably out there right now within this price range. What you really have to decide is the 10-pound increment adjustment a deal breaker for you? If it is, don't get them. But if it's not, and you're willing to use plate mates, which I'm fine with and would work really well on these cast iron heads, then you can go with these, man. Like, I'm more impressed by these than I thought I would be. Like, the company's marketing is just not good. This is their tagline on a fitness equipment box: Snode, healthy driving. But for real, like, a little, like, why? I should mark it for them. But here's the thing. One thing that another call out on these that I didn't get to is these are a wider dumbbell than Nüobells. These are 18.11 inches long. Nüobells are 17 inches. But one reason they're longer is because they're actually thinner. These are about 6.5 inches wide at the plate. Nüobells are 7.5 inches. So I think that rounds out the review. You get an idea of these. I'm impressed. But there's many forthcoming that we're going to compare to these, and also I'd like to compare them to Nüobell. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that. Let me know what you think of these. Like, do you think these are interesting enough? Is the 10-pound jump a deal breaker for you? I could understand it, but I'd love to hear your opinion on these because I am actually quite impressed. All right, this has been Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. I'll see you next time. Peace.